How you doing, everyone? Your boy Diablo, IMF into Miami Firm, Miami Casuals, Red Army, South Florida, Manchester United supporters, football supporters, and this video is about football. And this time is not exclusively about the real football or soccer. This is talk about all kinds of football, because there's other forms out there, let's say, and people have to understand, especially with the Americans following like NFL and NBA, that you don't really understand what banter is. It's more of a European thing, an English thing, UK thing, and it means shit talking, basically. So it doesn't matter what's really occurred, you're still gonna banter and have it, and it gets personal. And you deliberately, pissing each other off and messing with each other and insulting people and hitting weak spots and so forth. But it's all a laugh we have. We're just having fun. We're just mean. We like having fun in different ways than other people, I suppose. So I got a lot of friends that like NFL, and some of those guys are great athletes and everything like that. And I'm just breaking people's balls because I'm in a different sport, and we're looking to be the #1 sport. And I do think it's the #1 sport because there's a lot of other stuff besides just the game. There's a whole culture to it. There's a way of life, and there's fighting, and there's gangs, and it's a long history, and it goes quarters all over the world. It's fascinating, It's not just a game worshiping these guys who play. They're almost secondary a lot of the time. So when I say that NFL is fake football, I'm saying it for a reason because I'm promoting soccer as football. And I think that's product confusion because obviously we call ourselves football club, but then they call themselves football. And it's just a matter of the soccer community going after the NFL. If there's been talk about it, I made a video about it, people in MLS have talked about it. I don't think they want to rock the boat. But yeah, if it comes down to a Supreme Court decision or something like that, NFL will lose the right to call themselves football. Maybe they can call themselves NFL, but they have to put American football in front of it because their two products can't have the same name. So, and obviously football is a thing that was created by the British and is a game played with the foot. So that brings us to, we know what NFL looks like, and then we know what soccer looks like. So how do you get that from that? The thing is, this is not written down. Don't look at Wikipedia. They don't know this. Ordinary people don't know this because they don't know what CALCIO STORICO is. CALCIO STORICO. That is the roots of NFL. So it's like you want to put a fight and a ball game together, whereas the football, soccer, is just an actual ball game. It's a game played with a foot, with a ball. Whereas NFL, they use the foot like what, for punting and field goals, but it's mainly grabbing and tackling and smashing into people and everything. That's fun and everything. I used to like that as a kid. I used to like hurting people, but I don't know, why not just fighting gangs or do martial arts or something like that, why I use the ball. But when I looked at it like that, I hadn't seen CALCIO STORICO yet. So Americans don't know what CALCIO STORICO is. Not too many people around the world, I think. Not everybody knows what it is. So it's also called Florentine football, also called Renaissance football. So those guys will tell you, and I don't go around saying this because I want to say my British football, soccer is the real football. So I don't go around talking about CALCIO STORICO. I love it. I want to bring it to America. I want to be the first one involved in doing it here, playing it here. It's never been played outside of Florence as far as I know. But basically under the time of Napoleon, the Italians were subjugated, and in Florence, for morale and something to do and unify the people, all that kind of thing, they would break up the city into four sections and 4 colors, and they'll play this game. Florentine football, that's what we call it in English, or Renaissance football. But the thing is, the CALCIO STORICO doesn't have football in the name of it. They're attaching that because of what we know about football. And when you say Renaissance football, some people are going, Renaissance. But if you watch CALCIO STORICO, you'll see it's way more violent than NFL. You can punch in the face, kick in the face, suplexes, submissions. You can use everything you can use in MMA. But also there's a ball game going on. There's a lot more people, and it's constant. It's 50 minutes as far as I know. There's a lot of people per side. It's escaping me now. I want to say there's damn 40, 50 people per side or something like that. A lot of people. It's a big game, and like I said, you can punch in the face, you can kick in the face, kick in the body, kick in the legs, suplexes, submissions. So it's fighting and a ball game going on, and they're not wearing no pads. So there's no shoulder pads or helmets and all that kind of stuff. So whatever Wikipedia and these history books want to say, because they don't want to give respect to CALCIO STORICO, because if people see CALCIO STORICO, why are you going to watch NFL? CALCIO STORICO is way cooler. It's much more violent, and it still has that ball game thing going on. But that's why, and I've come to see over time, this is why football, soccer is called the beautiful game. Now, is watching somebody who's not looking and trying to catch a ball, get smashed by a 300-pound dude on steroids with the helmet on, the steel head, smash him to their back and maybe paralyze him or something like that. Is that beautiful? I guess to some people. You know, if that's your kid or whatever like that, looks a pretty stupid way to mess yourself up if you ask me. Whereas you start watching football, you start getting more into it. People get bored because it's not a scoring or whatever. But if you really get into it in what they're able to do with the ball with the feet, it's like taekwondo. Taekwondo is the most beautiful martial art created by humans. That's what's been said. It's a lot of beautiful kicks and so forth, and it's not easy to kick somebody in the head. So you get a lot of beautiful movement, you know, in the sense of for the artistry. So football, soccer captures that, and some players more than others. But I'll just leave it like that for now, because I'm going to keep going off on the NFL, because I obviously have an agenda, and I want soccer, football to be #1 in this country, and I wanted people to understand that NFL stuff, that American football is just that, American football, brother. And I represent the real football, what you call mistakenly soccer. And I'm looking to take it to the courtroom. But just so you know, NFL it is tough, obviously, even if I'm bantering against you guys. But look to CALCIO STORICO for the roots of NFL. And then obviously football is football. Soccer is football, the original sport from the English. So I'll leave it to you there for now. Subscribe, like, do those things.